Welcome to another session of Facehuggers and Friends, an alien RPG podcast. We are going to be exploring the mysterious ship, the Demeter. But we first need to go through some quick rounds of introductions while these characters are still alive. Laura, would you lead us off?
Absolutely. I am Laura Phones, and I am playing Lee Fen Bao, our friendly neighborhood colonial marine. I am a co-host with Steven on Midday Movies, a movie-based review and analysis podcast.
Excellent. And Jason.
My name is Jason. I am playing Freya Jaden, a hard-boiled marshal of the wild west of the cosmos, I guess.
The Space Frontier.
Space frontier. Thank you. I occasionally guest on Shay's podcast, Rainy Day Rabbit Holes.
That's
Excellent.
because he's my brother.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was going to say, he left out that key detail.
Man, you just keep bringing that up.
He's trying to put
Someday I'll get that
separation
fixed.
between us. Yeah,
Someday I'll get that fixed. Oh man, I'm not sure how that works.
that's rough.
Love it.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shay. I love you.
I was about to say, after a lead-in like that, Shay.
I am Jason's little sister Shay. I'm one half of the Rainy Day Rabbit Holes podcast, where we explore the unhinged history of the West, sometimes with my brother Jason. And I am playing the pilot Amelia Edwards, who has lots of pockets in her flight suit, and always a cat in one of them.
Excellent. And Kevin.
Hello, I am Kevin. I am the host of the improv comedy podcast Turned in Training, which is about guests joining me to talk about how they rule their own country. I am playing Tamura Saburo, who is a veteran long-haul space trucker who, fun little bit of info for Tamura, his nickname is Lucky because he is a bit of a smoker and he smokes the cigarettes, the Lucky brand cigarettes, instead of the Wayland Yutani cigarette brands, and he doesn't want anyone to know, so don't tell anyone. That's a bit embarrassing for him.
Your secret is safe with me, don't worry.
Thank God. If that alien doesn't speak, we're okay. Yeah.
And last but never least, Stephen.
Hello, my name is Stephen Frothingham. I am the other co-host on Midday Movies, hosting opposite Laura Phones, who coincidentally, we also have a little bit of a connection. We've been married for 10 plus years. Just a small one, just a small one there. And I am playing Okamoto Renzo, who is the company man who's impeccably dressed every single day and has a very cool watch.
I'm sure he's super trustworthy.
So trustworthy, so safe, so safe.
I do like
As
a
we
cool
know,
watch.
Wayland Yutani company men, notoriously safe and trustworthy.
Exactly.
Does he have a watch collection?
No.
Ooh.
From other people that he has.
And he's screwed
Ooh.
over.
Interesting. I don't know. I'm still developing the character. We'll see. We'll figure it out live.
He has great cheekbones too, I imagine, and probably good collarbone management as well, right?
Oh, he does.
Mhm.
Excellent collarbone management. His skincare routine, unparalleled.
Patrick Bateman, got nothing on him.
Oh yeah, he's got space care. He gets those Korean space care routine products, and he's on it. He's on it.
You should see his business card.
Yes, flawless.
All right, so when we left off, our intrepid crew of space explorers and investigators were traveling to the ship called the Demeter, where you needed to recover a specific item. We are going to briefly do a quick flashback. In your meeting with Mr. Johnson, the Wayland Yutani executive director, he shared the specific item you were going to be obtaining from this ship. Now, frankly, he doesn't care at all about the crew, the ship, any of it. The previous executive director whose name he couldn't be bothered to remember, had a special project that was happening outside of the official channels. They were testing a new, faster-than-light engine, known as the Hans Ruedi Experimental Engine. This was designed to allow faster-than-light travel without causing the psychosis effects that force people to be put into cryosleep when they are using it. Now, because all of this happened off the books, the testing was not done with official Weyland-Yutani things. He had instead hired a crew of spacers to test it for him. Now that that previous executive director is no longer with the organization, Mr. Johnson wants this quietly wrapped up and brought back. So he has tasked the 5 of you, or technically 6 if we count Dr. Jack, with traveling to the Demeter and recovering the Hans Ruedi experimental FTL engine. However, something is certainly amiss aboard this ship. After getting out of the airlock and into the antechamber, you saw that everything was wildly overgrown. There were plants everywhere. There were stalks and vines that were just waving in the air. There were carpets of moss, thick strands of mold. There were vines and mosses hanging down from the ceiling and pouring out of the ducts. And there was an enormous fragment of driftwood that was in the center of the room. As you all took some time to investigate, it suddenly made a noise. And it struck each of you that this was not just some strange wooden mess. It had a human face. It had hands, knees, feet, all twisted and made of wood. And it said the words, "Praise them," before suddenly going very still. Now, even on the edge of the frontier, where Freya Jaden is from, you've never seen anything this weird. This is exceptionally stressful. So, each of you are going to gain 1 point of stress from this creepy, unsettling circumstance.
Question: if I immediately light
Lame.
up a cigarette, would that reduce my
Boo.
stress? No.
Not at this time.
Okay.
Although, probably still a good idea.
Well, yeah, unless I blow up. Yeah, no,
So,
I'm gonna.
I mean, at least if they're Weyland-Yutani brand cigarettes, which have no proven long-term side effects.
Here's the thing: they are, because I asked them to supply me with them, and that's what they gave me. I'm trying not to grumble around Okamoto, but yeah, I do. I light up one.
If I put
Now,
on
maybe
my
you can find some luckies. Oh, yeah.
if I put on my mirrored sunglasses, does that help at all?
It helps prevent anyone else from knowing that you feel stressed about this.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put on my mirrored sunglasses. Of course, I'll probably regret that later because it's kind of dark. But
Does her looking cool comfort us a little?
yes.
No, not even a little bit.
Decrease
Aw,
our
man.
stress.
I look
Darn.
over, I notice Amelia putting on her sunglasses and I say, well done. Cool and calm under the face of pressure. Respect. And I move towards the humanoid creature. And I'd like to see if there's any way I can interact with it, if it's still in any way conscious or able to be spoken with.
Mr. Renzo.
Renzo gets
Mr. Renzo,
closer to it.
I just want to say, I don't think you should tell Mr. Johnson about this. I'm sure he'll be very upset. just don't tell him, okay? I know you're working in the same company.
I mean, I have my own very strong feelings about Weyland-Yutani. I wouldn't be here with the rest of you if I didn't have a tiny bit of a falling out, so to speak. So your secret is safe with me.
Huh? Great. Okay.
Good.
That said, I'd like to attempt to speak with this creature if it's at all possible.
Give me a medical aid test.
Okay.
Now, I don't think Renzo is particularly good at those.
No.
What'd you get?
Let's see. What did I get? I got 1 success.
All right. And on 5 dice, that's pretty good.
Hey.
So Renzo takes a moment. I mean, not a doctor, but he's picked up a few things over time and done a little bit of study here and there. At Wayland Yutani, how could you not? And he's immediately sure of a couple things. This creature is dead.
Mm.
That was whatever its last gasp was. However, it was once human. You do not know what has happened to this person. But whatever it is, they were changed somehow. It is deeply unsettling.
So I communicate this with the rest of the crew. I let them know. It appears to me that this creature was once, though this may be disturbing, human. Now, let's not get too alarmed. We don't know how this happened, but we should get to the bottom of this. Agreed?
Yes.
I mean, maybe we should bring in the doctor. No, check him out. Make sure, give him life to life or something.
Great
Help him
idea.
out.
Jack?
Yeah. He needs to come in and take a look. And then while this is happening, I'd like to search the room for any computer terminals and investigate, if I find any, investigate those.
So looking through this particular room, you didn't see much in the way of computer terminals. It looks like this was more of a cargo storage area.
Okay.
So they've got some crates, they've got some barrels, they've got a couple of water barrels that have like exploded out with plant growth. But no blinking lights, no sign of computer terminals, nothing kind of jumping out like that.
Okay. Well, lame.
Yep. Don't worry, I got computer terminals for you. They're coming.
Well, this room is really, really creepy. Can I suggest that maybe we move on from this room and explore and see if there's anything else that we can learn through that closed door?
Yeah, that does sound super duper fun. Especially since priority number 1 for me is not letting whatever happened to this guy happen to me.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Exactly.
I'm looking to
All
Freya
right.
going, what you reckon, Freya? You're the Marine around here. Are we in danger?
I reckon we should explore a little bit further.
Yeah, I think Freya with her gun should go through first.
That's
and I will
correct.
follow
Oh,
behind.
thank you.
I second that. I second
Oh,
that.
is Freya also strapped? That's amazing.
I also am strapped, yes.
Yeah, either Freya or Lin Fen Pao, please proceed through the door, and the rest of us will proceed after, not hide behind. We'll just proceed after.
So I think Freya's going to draw her.
Do you know if I was gonna say if Lee Fen and Freya are jumping ahead, I'm just gonna prop my hand to Freya and go, put it there, friend. Thanks for looking out for us. I'd prop my hand, shake her hand.
I will shake his hand.
Nice.
Absolutely. I'd be like, can you please cover?
Yeah. Absolutely.
God.
No problem.
Excellent.
Is Lucky a brown noser or just really friendly? I can't tell.
Freya's hot. I don't know what you're talking about.
Why not both? You could be both.
Yeah.
He loves some and he hates others.
He's into
Or-
it.
All right, so who's going through the door first? Let's go.
I would
move.
happily go. My token can't move because Lucky and I are sharing space.
Oh.
Oh, thank you so much. All right. Can I open this door?
Absolutely.
I love it.
So I think Freya's going to have to draw her sidearm and stun baton.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Because of the size of my gun, there is no holstering it, so it's out and it's ready to play. Can I look? Do I see anything through the door?
Mm-hmm. In that doorway beyond, you spot another small antechamber. It is again filled with this moss and all of this grass and weeds. You see thick tendrils of some kind of plant emerging out from it that seem to spread all around the room and be kind of burrowing into the metal floors.
Okay, so
there are also a couple of doors down there. One at the far western side, kind of straight across from you, and a door up to the north.
All right, I'm gonna yell back at our friends. I've got bad news.
I roll my
Moss
eyes.
in here as well.
Hmm.
Thanks, Lucky.
Now, Steven, I think you mentioned you wanted to hang back for a little bit. What is Renzo doing?
I do. I would like to call Jack into the room and see if I can identify any sort of identification on this creature that was once human. If they have any sort of ID on them that I could collect, or if I can identify what their name is through looking at their suit. And I'd like to ask Jack to analyze the situation as well, because I am not a medical officer.
Feel free to make an observation check and to take a +2 bonus on it.
Ooh, I like that. So, funnily enough, Renzo is actually pretty good at observation, but he has 0 successes this time around.
Well, let me ask, do you want to push that roll?
I would. I'll push this one. And I get 1 success.
All right, that's enough. So, thanks to the assistance of Dr. Jack, as the two of you are kind of hanging back for just a little bit, doing a little bit of searching, there isn't even a uniform on this kind of frame of wood. It's all bent and twisted, like almost a tumbleweed or a piece of driftwood that's been bent and warped in shape.
Interesting.
However, as the two of you are looking and kind of searching over this once human body, thanks to Dr. Jack having very steady hands, you spot something. There's a light. Embedded in one of the branches, there is a very small, blinking light.
Huh. I kind of want to pull it out.
Do you do so?
Yes, I do. Why not?
It takes you a little bit to kind of pry away at some of this bark. And as you do, this greenish, thick liquid with the consistency of maple syrup begins kind of oozing out.
Gross.
But
You should have a doctor look at that.
I really should.
Jack is honestly fascinated.
Don't.
He is 100% now happy to stay behind and look into this. You find what's called an IFF transmitter.
Ooh.
An IFF transmitter is an identify friend or foe transmitter. These are something that can be used for automated weapon systems to not shoot friendlies.
Nice. Okay.
And this one does have some writing on it, indicating that it belongs to the Demeter's captain, Gavin Weather.
Interesting.
How many of the rest of us know that he's seen this?
As the group of you are kind of moseying along, I know you mentioned Freya and Leaf and Bow were kind of taking point.
I feel like it's 2 and 2, yeah.
Yeah, but Amelia and Lucky are in here.
Then yeah, you're able to spot Renzo taking a little bit of time and kind of poking around at the body there.
So, but have we seen what he's found? Have we seen that it's an IFF?
Steven, would Okamoto Renzo be trying to hide that?
I think at this point, I think he's going to play it a little close to the vest. He doesn't know if he can trust everyone here yet.
Okay.
Interesting.
In that case, then, we have an opposed test. Steven, can I get a mobility test from Renzo to kind of like secret this away in a pocket before anybody notices? And Jason, can I get an observation test from Freya?
Okay. Observation. Am I adding anything or just standard?
Just standard.
I got 0 successes.
And Jason, what did Freya get?
I'm trying to find it here. Every time I roll something, it pops it up in a different area.
It should usually be in the chat window.
It says 2 successes and 1 panic, from what I see.
Okay. I'm probably not on the right.
So we could just say Freya is very good at spotting things. Steven, you picked the wrong person to try and pull a fast one on. So you tuck this blinking green light into a pocket of your suit. Freya absolutely clocked it.
Okay.
Freya.
I don't know that I know this, though.
Nope.
But Freya knows that this happened. Okay, good to know. I just don't know if I trust Freya. Seems a little...
I don't know if I trust Renzo.
Well,
I turn to Amelia and say... we're a trustworthy group, That's what I like about this group. We just have the vibe.
And because I'm wearing mirrored sunglasses, you can't see me roll my eyes.
But in your heart of hearts, you can feel it. All right, you've got 2 doors ahead of you. One leading up to the north, one leading to the west. On that door to the north, you do see there is a small placard that says lockers and bunks.
Ooh, I'd like to go through that door.
All right, you can open it up.
All right. Is it still dark in here? Is there any way to turn on lights, or we don't have power, do we?
The ship does not seem to be running on full power right now.
Okay.
And the people who have your lights are hanging in the back.
Well, there's Lucky. Lucky's got a flashlight.
Yeah, I'm right there now.
Lucky's got a flashlight.
I think I've got 2 flares. I gave one to Amelia, and she had flares in her bag already. So
Pockets.
So as you enter this locker room, the smell of plants mixes unpleasantly with that aroma of an unwashed locker room.
Ooh,
There's a
nice.
carpet of green grass and roots that have emerged from underneath the door leading off to the showers. You deeply want to avoid whatever might be growing out of the toilets in here.
Yeah, gross.
That's a life lesson. Deeply avoid anything growing out of toilets.
Yeah, don't touch it. Don't look at it. Just leave it alone.
So are there some lockers in here that are unopened?
There are. Do you want to search them?
I would like to search some lockers, please.
Give me an observation test.
All right.
So while this is happening, I'd like to mention to Renzo that we should probably keep the group together and let's move forward if we could. We'd leave Jack to investigate.
Okay, I don't know what happened to the roll. Did it happen? Did I do it?
It did.
Yes.
Shay, you got 2 successes on,
Awesome.
at this point, 6 dice.
Okay.
So you find some stuff.
Ooh, yeah. What'd I find?
You find a half-empty pack of Lucky brand cigarettes.
Well, I'm gonna put
Lucky's
those
favorite brand.
in my pocket for later.
Wait, do I see her taking the
Whoa.
Lucky?
We're
Those
just going to say straight up yes.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what you got
Absolutely
there?
see her pocket those.
What you got there?
Well, I just figured I'd keep
hurry
them safe
over.
for you for later.
No,
in case
I
you
can
run
take
out,
them.
or in case
I'll
your pants get wet or something. Remember, I have all these pockets,
What?
so I'm
Okay, I'm
happy
not
to store them for you.
I'm not touching that. No, I lean in, going, look, Amelia, I'll level at you. You're a friend, right? I can be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm your friend.
Oh, okay, good. I don't really like these Wayland Yutani cigarettes. Do you want to switch?
You want my half-empty pack of cigarettes? Do you have a full pack of cigarettes?
They're not for me, you know.
Okay, yeah. I'll swap
Okay.
your full pack of Waylon Utani cigarettes
Yeah,
for this half-empty pack
That'll
of
do.
your
I have
favorite.
more back in the.
So,
That's great.
yeah, we're friends.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yay.
You can have them.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Did I
no,
find
I'll take
anything
them.
else, or was that it?
You did actually. You got enough successes that you noticed something else interesting in here.
Oh,
I
Although-
walk
what
away.
is that?
Yeah, I was gonna say you got all you need now.
Yeah,
As you were kind of scouring the room, you were pretty thorough. And Shay, Amelia happened to look up and notice the latch for the ventilation hatch in here was broken.
Oh,
Interesting.
what could
It
that
would be
mean?
possible if she were to move a crate over that she could climb up and get into the vents from here.
The question is, why would I want to do that? But sounds
Uh-huh.
interesting. So I think,
For right now, it's just an observation.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
But you know there is a way that you can travel around here if you needed to.
all right,
Okay, lockers are the vent room.
interesting.
Inside of this room, there are 3 doors. One that is closed and leads to the showers and has kind of mold and gross emerging out from under it. One that leads to the toilets, and you cannot imagine how disgusting that would be in here. And then one that leads out to the west.
What do you think, guys? Should we head out that door?
I think the West, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know, there's this really welcoming vent right over here.
Are you?
Yeah,
wanting
no,
to
I
go
agree.
for
The
vent?
western door is great.
Okay.
All right, and checking in, Freya and Renzo, are you guys going to catch up with the group?
Yeah, I'm just going to say, should we wait for them?
Yeah, I think we should. Renzo, would you care to join the rest of the group here?
Yeah, let's go. I think we found everything we can here.
After you?
Jack, would you care to accompany us?
No, I think I'll stay right here. I have a lot of investigation to do.
Are you sure it's safe? I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff happening in this area. I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to you.
I have a radio. I can radio in.
Okay, well, stay close, stay in touch. It's a lot of odd stuff happening, so just let us know.
Absolutely. And Jack has almost a very low affect expression on his face. It seems very detached and interested right now in what's going on with this plant.
Let him play
Alright.
with his moss. Let's continue.
I'm sad to leave Jack behind, but I will go through the door because I'm very curious about what's happening in the rest of the spaceship.
You have 2 western doors you can go through, one in the lockers and bunks area and one in kind of another little antechamber.
Ooh, interesting. Well, I definitely want to stay close to one of the Marines, if not both of them, because I am very squishy.
As they
Wise.
walk,
Squishy.
as they get closer to us, I'm hanging back to just make sure that they know where we are. And it was just like, hey, Freya, I just picked up some lucky cigarettes. And I come on, let's go. I'm leading them along.
So we've gotten into the north here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. I advance and I try to find Leaf and Bow, as she has the biggest gun, so I trust her.
Ever the
All right.
untrustworthy, I'll take a rear guard position here.
Excellent.
Nice.
All right, Lee opens up the door. She and Amelia are kind of peering through as it leads out into a hallway. And it looks like it connects back and around to that other door you guys had left earlier.
Oh. Well, at least it's centrally located.
And there is another door leading up to the north.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Going past here, you see there is a well-lit room up ahead.
Finally.
The luxury.
Wait, I thought the ship didn't have power. How is it well lit?
It looks like,
Is it emergency
for whatever,
power?
it seems it must be,
Okay.
which explains how life support is still running.
Ah.
I'd like to do an observation to see if I can see anything amiss or if there are any contexts in this area that I could interact with.
I think I also will do an observation as well.
So I'll let you know for this particular area, this room doesn't have much that's jumping out to either of you. Kind of looking around, I'll let you both know this without even having to make a roll. The door to your north is locked.
Okay.
However, there is a door to the east that is unlocked in this room.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
Guys, should we check out this door to the east?
We should. Let's do it. Come on,
All
Lynn.
right.
By the
Val,
way, do you know
we're
that-
right behind
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Amelia opened the door, and Lee and the gun will go and check it out.
Look, I'm sorry.
That-
People seem to be in a hurry, but I understand things are really weird aboard the ship, but we should probably stick together.
Do you know that door to the north? Is that an
Mhm.
airlock? Because I have a maintenance jack I can open airlocks with.
It doesn't look to be an airlock.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. You take a kind of quick look at it, and it just looks like a heavily reinforced door.
Hey guys, this looks like a heavily reinforced door. Maybe we shouldn't. We won't be able to open this.
That sounds like a job for a maintenance jack. Nothing could go wrong.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
We appreciate you, Lucky.
Not quite yet.
I thought you were the captain.
I'm the pilot.
Oh, that's right.
None of us are the captain here.
Does anybody know what happened to the captain?
I feel like he was that bit of driftwood.
We don't know that yet.
All right.
We don't,
you
but
guys-
wasn't it the captain of this ship?
Now, Laura, I am going to briefly pause you. The group is kind of moving down this next hallway to the east, which curves around. Leaf and Bow is moving with her gun out, kind of keep an eye out on things, watching around. And then you hear something. There is a rhythmic knocking against a wall.
Okay, I'm gonna just stop and listen to that.
It just knocks once, twice, 3 times, waits for a bit, knocks twice in quick succession, knocks once, twice, 3 times, knocks twice in quick succession.
Like Morse code.
Shaving a haircut.
It doesn't seem to be Morse code, because it's not the proper like dash dash. It just seems to be a irregular pattern.
Anybody know any machinery that has that pattern? Oh, machine having technical experts.
Oh, I'm gonna go to the wall and be like, oh, hold on a minute, and try and listen in.
I won't even make you make a roll for this one. It is an irregular type of pattern. It doesn't sound like broken machinery, or like the normal noises the ship might make. This sounds like a human noise.
You know what?
Like
I've been on a
somebody's
lot of
knocking
ships and never heard a knock like this before.
Sounds like somebody's knocking on the wall.
Sounds like a pig fainting.
Is there somebody trapped somewhere?
That seems possible. This place was full of people. So, can we detect from the tap its location?
It seems on the other side of this wall.
Interesting. Okay. So this wall, no doors in this wall, but it is around the same place that the air vent that was open from the locker room side.
You think it might be something that would lead back to there?
Yeah, that's my thought too. Should we go explore that? Because if there's a survivor in here, we want to give them aid and maybe they can help us in our own mission. Figure out what happened.
Oh, 100%. I think we should round up the crew members.
Yeah, they know stuff.
Now, I will also throw this out there. As you all kind of move around the corner, there is a door. And it is a heavily reinforced door. We're talking about like a blast door.
What's in there?
Huh. And this is locked, is it? Or is it like, do we have...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's something behind there that they either wanted to keep in or keep people out.
Fair point. Any sort of terminal or key or anything, any lock we might be able to interact with around it?
There is a keypad. This might be relevant for both you and for Amelia, who is on the search for electronics. You think it might be possible to try and override that lock, but with such a heavy blast door, it's going to be hard.
Well, the truth is we don't know what's behind it, and it might be unwise of us to attempt to hack it. Number one, because we don't know what would happen if we failed. Number two, we don't know what's behind there if we succeed. So maybe we put a pin in this and come back to it in a bit.
Do you know that vent in the shower? Did we, when we looked and saw that it was like busted open, was there any way of seeing, like, of investigating whether it looked like it was like busted down, as if someone was in it and then kicked it down to the ground into the shower, or the other way?
It looked more like the lock had just not been repaired over time.
Oh.
So maybe someone had been moving stuff around in there and accidentally hit it, or maybe it just didn't seal properly after not getting maintenance for a while.
Because what do you reckon about someone going through that vent for no look?
Yeah, that to me is the best way to find out what this knocking is. So in my view, we have two options: ignore the knocking while it drives us slowly mad and move on, or investigate the knocking.
Don't jump on my idea, Lee Fenn, please.
I vote we go back to the vent and see if we can find a way to find where that knocking is coming from, just in case it's somebody that needs our help or somebody that can help us.
Agreed. I'm more fond of investigation than I am of madness.
Oh yeah,
so
oops. I accidentally closed the door on Lucky. Whoops, sorry about
Well,
that.
that's all. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Wait, where are we? Everything's dark. Hold on. It got dark suddenly. It's just me and Freya.
That's right.
Where is everyone else?
We're going back to the locker room.
Hold on. Oh, wow, they went quick. These Marines.
Hoorah.
Okay, we'll wait for you. Okay, Freya, catch up.
So the group kind of heads back towards that locker room. And there is a vent. You could easily push a crate over and be able to kind of climb up into that.
Okay, I'll go ahead and use my big, strong marine muscles to first identify where the crate is and then move it underneath the vent. And I'm like, hey, want to help? And then I don't wait for anyone to help.
You're probably gonna need somebody pretty agile to get up in there, right?
Yeah, who's looking agile?
I'm pretty agile.
All right, then you are my favorite candidate.
I'm going to be a base for you to jump up.
I'm lithe. Yeah, Lucky. Why don't you stabilize me while I and help give me a little boost up there? Don't touch my butt.
I'll be honest, and I don't mean to sound pervy, but Lucky probably is boosting by the butt. It's just the easiest way. He's just
both hands right on the cheek.
I say to both of them, look, I may not be in great standings with Wayland Yutani, but I do still have HR, on speed dial. Please be respectful of each other.
And then I go, oh, Sharon, how is she in HR? I've talked to her many a time.
She's great.
I bet you have, Lucky.
She sends her regards, Lucky. She sends her regards and wants to make sure you're staying out of trouble.
She'll see you next month.
Her and her husband are lovely.
All right.
All right, Shay. Thanks to the boost from Lucky, you don't need any roll to climb up into those vents.
All right.
However, it is dark in there. And you are going to be moving at kind of a crawl. Do you light up a flare?
Yeah.
Can I hand up my flashlight?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Can I borrow your flashlight, my friend Lucky?
Yeah, of course.
Can I ask the GM a question before she gets too far in there?
You absolutely can.
Can I use the IFF transmitter to help us identify if something good or bad is in that corridor? Or it needs to be hooked up with something else?
So what this transmitter will do is it basically sends out a signal that says, I'm a friend.
Okay.
So it would be the kind of thing that would be received by something not like an automated sentry gun.
Got it.
Or
Okay.
like a door that will only open. But yeah, it's only broadcast, not received.
Okay,
Steven,
just wanted to check.
Think of it as a mechanical Lucky who just sends out a signal saying, I'm afraid.
And then we'll see Renzo in HR.
All right. So, hey, Lucky, can I borrow your flashlight? I'm reaching down.
Yeah.
Grab it.
ended
All
up
right.
easy.
So, I guess I have his flashlight now. So, where do
Okay.
I don't know where on the
So-
map to go through into the thing.
I will scoot you over there, Shay.
Okay.
You climb up into the vents and quickly discover there is a network of these ventilation shafts. One that goes off to your left and one that goes kind of straight ahead. You're pretty sure from kind of your mental map of the ship that you'd want to go left to go find wherever that knocking was coming from.
All right. I start crawling along, holding the flashlight through the vent to the left.
These tunnels are cramped. They are full of things that are growing. There are mosses. There is grass. There are all these plants everywhere.
Ooh, creepy.
It feels like you're crawling through a jungle floor.
Oh, well, I mean, at least that's gonna like cushion my elbows and knees a little bit.
Oh, totally.
I do have the bad knee, you know.
Mhm.
All right. So as I'm crawling around, I'm looking for other vents that maybe lead down, so I can check out rooms below. So, do I come to any branches in the vents?
You do. Just a little bit away from where you were before, the tunnel splits into two. And around a corner, you can see it kind of goes to your northwest, which should head to where you heard that noise.
All right, let's do it. Let's move through there.
All right. Shay, can you roll a 6-sided die?
Yeah. How do I do that again?
If you open up your character sheet,
Yeah, I'm in
right
there.
at the top, you'll see roll menu.
Oh,
you'll see
okay, I see
1d3, 1d6.
1d6. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. I did it.
Ooh, all right. So far, everything's just quiet.
All right.
So you kind of like crawl on your hands and knees through these grasses, past these tendrils of plants, and you soon get to a little ventilation duct, and you see lights from underneath.
Oh. All right. Well, I need to check
And
that
you
out.
hear that rhythmic knocking again. This one is going to drop straight down into a room. Do you want to try and bust that duct open? It'd probably be about like a 10 to 15 foot fall.
And then I don't know if I can get back up again. So, is there a way to open the duct and look around without falling through it? I'd like to do that.
Absolutely. So you kind of scooch closer to the edge, and lit by that light, I'm going to again move you a little bit here. You see a person sitting in a swivel chair, knocking on the wall, kind of turning in a circle, stopping, and then knocking on the wall again.
Ooh. So, does he look like he's in distress or injured?
He does not look injured, and doesn't seem to be in any distress.
Okay. I'd like to call down to him and ask him if he needs help. I guess.
Pretty conflicted about it.
Help?
He's making me nervous.
As soon as you call out, he looks upwards at the vent and jumps out of the chair, hello? Hello? Is someone up there?
Yeah. Hey, we're here to give you a hand. Are you trapped? Do you need help?
Oh my gosh, yes. I don't entirely know what's happened on the ship. My name is Pionek. I was one of the engineering members here. We were testing out a new engine. Things went crazy on the ship. There was all kinds of stuff that happened. Things were suddenly growing everywhere. Some really bad stuff went down. I don't entirely know what went wrong, but several of our crew started acting mad. We decided the best plan was to get into the cryosleep pods. And then something came smashing through and woke it up. I don't remember everything. I remember people getting dragged away in the dark. My executive officer, Tanis Rakova, she said to get to engineering and turn off that engine. However, this is electrical engineering. Our next room over is the engineering controls. Once I got in here, Mother suddenly put down the blast doors. And I couldn't get out. Completely trapped in here.
Okay, so are we thinking that the blast door that we came to earlier is the door?
You think it must be.
Okay, do I have any way to communicate with the rest of the team? Do I have a radio?
Can we hear her?
Yeah, I was going to ask, are we hearing the knocking stop?
That would have been a good thing to double check on. Let's check your character sheet.
I have a built-in radio comms, it says, in my compression
There you go.
suit. Okay.
Boom, you do.
So I'm going to radio back to the team and let them know what I found, and that we think that if they can hack into that blast door that we came across, that we can open this up, and that this guy can help us get where we need to go if we get him out of this room.
The only other option would be if you can get to the mother computer of the ship.
Oh, that's true.
That one is up on the next level. You would just go past this hallway outside this door, and then you should find a hatch. You'll need to reach up top and pull a ladder down, but it should be all lit up. It's just past the communications room.
Okay, so I'm going to continue crawling through the tunnel. Is that what I'm looking for?
It would be back in the main hallway.
Okay.
The ventilation shaft could lead you there eventually, but it's going to be a really kind of winding path to get there.
Okay, so am I communicating this back to the rest of the team?
Would you like to?
Yes. I'd like to communicate that back to them and see if they can do that. I'm wondering if I should stay here or if I should continue seeing if there's anything else I can get to from the ventilation shaft. So I'd like the rest of the team to let me know what they think that we should do.
Okay, at least I am hearing you because I also have built-in comms. And two things. Is the opening above Pionek the survivor that we just met, can we not like rescue him vertically?
You would need about 10 to 15 feet of rope.
Yes, and this is not D&D, so not everyone is carrying rope. Unfortunate. Some things are lost over time. So I turn and say, and relay some of this to people if you guys aren't hearing already. I feel like Freya at least has built-in comms. Who wants to go out and look for the hatch?
Actually, where would I find if Freya has built-in comms?
If you go to your character sheet and you look at your armor, my armor has built-in radio comms. It's written in as a note.
It's showing I have no armor.
Freya, in fact, has no armor at all.
If you look at your gear on the lower right, it might show you.
Also not showing any comms in there.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, so you don't. So I think it's just leaf and pound.
I got a flashlight and some other stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, you're on a digital detox. I respect it.
So Leafan mentions that there's that we could potentially get to this crew member through the blast doors, right? And I feel pretty proficient in Comtech. I'd like to propose I go in and attempt to get that door open, but can we ask that crew member? I'm asking Leafan to ask Amelia if there are any negative repercussions of us messing up getting into that blast door.
Oh yeah, hey, Pionek. How can we, if we open that door, if we try to hack open, is anything bad going to happen? Can we do that? Is that a way we can rescue you?
If you're very, very skilled, you might be able to get that door to open. If not, may alert Mother that someone is trying to tamper with ship systems.
Mm. Mm.
I am pretty good.
Is anyone fluent in the coding language Mother?
Oh, absolutely. I went to school for that. Yeah. Got a degree in Mother.
I love it. Let's that fills me with confidence.
All right. Leave and Bow, will you ask the rest of the team what they think I should do? Should I stay here or should I continue exploring through the tunnels or should I come back to join you? Or should I
Yeah,
stay here to
100%. Oh, yeah. So, Lucky, Freya, Renzo, should we get our pilot back, or do we want to continue? We want her to continue to scout the vents,
or stay here with the crew member to
or
communicate with him?
stay here for emotional support and maybe to learn more things.
I, as Kevin, just want to say I love the idea of Shay just living in the vents from now on. Just
I live here now.
This is
And this is Shay of the Vents.
just her domain. But no, Lucky is like, no, come back. Let's stay together. We said that we can't all be
All right.
running off in different directions. But make sure she backs out ass first because she gets stuck swinging around. Another trouble.
Sharon is so
Yeah,
disappointed
just-
in you right now.
Swing that dump truck around.
I've got my speed dial ready. I'm like, please. I really hope I don't have to call Sharon. I really hope I don't have to call her. I don't have a radio, but I have a speed dial.
Nobody has grease on them. Don't get stuck in the
Yeah.
vent.
Like a light year away, Sharon from HR feels this in her body. She's
I don't
like,
have a radio,
Lucky.
but somehow I have like HR on speed dial on some magic device.
Right.
Good God.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to yell down to Pyanek or whatever his name is. Pyanek?
Much disdain from.
Pie neck.
Pionic.
Pionic.
I like pie neck better.
I'm going to say, hey, we're going to go try to get that blast door open. I'm going to go rejoin them. We'll see you soon. Is there anything else that he can tell me before I leave that would be important information?
Just make sure you're being very quiet. There are things that seem to be listening on the ship.
Ooh, okay. That's good to know.
Before you back out, can I ask? Can I communicate with the crew member and ask him why he's knocking?
Oh,
I'd like
yeah.
to
Good
try to
call.
communicate with him.
If
Like, what's
things
that
are
about?
need to be quiet, yeah.
All right, yeah, hey. Why is he knocking? Why are you knocking, dude?
I was hoping maybe some kind of rescue might show up.
Okay.
I don't even know how long I've been stuck in here for.
Well, dude, you manifested it. Let's
Yeah.
let's get
All
you
right.
out.
All right,
get
well,
you
hang
out.
tight. We're going to get you out. All right, so I'm going to scoot myself around somehow and crawl back out and then drop butt first out of the the air duct so that Lucky can get a handful because he's obviously a sexist of this.
I'm sorry. I was going to say I'd catch her. But now I feel wrong. I just don't feel right doing it.
Renzo, just start dialing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so
So
You
we
wanna
get
move
Amelia
me-
back.
oops, sorry.
I'm
I'll let
trying. All right, we get Amelia back to the group.
All right.
You are crawling through those ventilation tunnels, and everything seems to be running smoothly.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Can I get an
suspicious.
observation test from Amelia?
Uber.
All right.
Mm.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
Okay, I got a success.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, thank God.
As she is kind of crawling back, again, taking the exact same path she did before, you hear a crunch under your knee.
Ooh.
It's not your bad knee.
Okay. Good.
It's gone.
And you kind of shift around a little bit because you didn't hear a crunch on the way through. And shine your flashlight down. And for a brief startling moment, see something that looks weird.
Ooh.
There is almost a shell of something.
Like an
Like
insect?
something almost like a snake-like creature. Something long and thin.
Mm-mm. No.
Don't like
no.
it. but it almost looks like a crab that would have molted off its exoskeleton.
Oh no.
You've never seen anything like this before. What does Amelia do?
Run away. No,
All right,
I'm
just
gonna
like
reach-
hurry right out of the ventilation ducts and get right back down.
Well, I think I should pick it up, if I can pick it up and take it
Mhm.
with me,
Oh,
so that
easily.
I can
Yep.
show the rest of the crew, because this is disturbing. There's something in here.
Yeah, and Jack's gonna love that little snake skin.
Yeah, I'd like to bring it back to the doctor. So yeah, I'll bring it
Mhm.
with me out and show it to the rest of the crew, or the rest of the team.
Excellent. Once you get it into the get out of the ventilation tunnels, you've got a little more room. Lucky generously gives a hand getting down from the tunnel.
I show my hands to Okamoto, being like, "See, you're fine. It's just my back."
I'm just
Climbing
assisting.
on.
I give
Just
him
assisting.
an approving nod and a smile. Like,
No,
All right, and then I'll hand
Uh,
the flashlight back to Lucky. Thanks for letting me
Yay.
borrow that, bro.
no problem.
And you look at this thing. Whatever it was serpentine. About maybe a foot and a half long. It had segmented plates.
Mm-mm.
And other than a section that was kind of crushed by Amelia's knee, all of these plates are kind of thin and partially transparent and have a soft greenish color to them, almost looking a little bit mossy. And whatever this is, none of you have ever seen anything like this before.
I think we should call Jack. I think he'd be very interested.
Yeah, someone should radio Jack.
I'm
Yeah.
telling Amelia, put that down with her bare hand, for God's sake. What's she doing carrying that around?
Yeah.
This is going right in a pocket.
I'll save that for later.
But yeah, we should radio Jack. Can y'all radio Jack and let him know to meet us? And we got something he might want to check out.
Jack is very excited about this and mentions he'll be rushing right to the locker room to go take a look at this. And as the kind of six of you gather together to take a look at this strange alien object, none of you notice in the dark, back in that ventilation shaft, a small serpentine creature slithering away and through the dark. But we'll find out more about that next time.
Oh, thank God we got Amelia out of there.
Thank you all so much
Snakes.
for the
Why
fun
did it have to
session.
be snakes?
I am tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking spaceship. All right. With that, we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, dear listener, and thank you so much for checking out Facehuggers and Friends, an alien RPG actual play podcast featuring members of the Umbrella Podcast Collective. Our theme song is Heart of the Beast by Kevin MacLeod, and you can find his music at www.incompetech.com, where there's an incredible selection of available music. This episode also features music from artist The Whaley, and you can find his work on YouTube and his Patreon. Links to the individual tracks are in the show notes. Amelia Edwards was played by Shay from the Rainy Day Rabbit Holes podcast. Li Fenbao was played by Laura Fones. Okamoto Renzo was played by Stephen Frothingham, and you can catch both of them at Midday Movies. Tamura, Lucky Saburo, was played by Kevin from the Tyrant in Training podcast. Freya Jaden was played by Jason, who you can sometimes find on Rainy Day Rabbit Holes. I'm your host and game master, Brian Kershaw, and you can find more of my work on Spirits and Monsters of Old Seattle. We are all proud members of the Umbrella Podcast Collective, and you can find our shows and other wonderful podcasts by looking for the Umbrella Podcast Collective on Instagram and other socials. Remember to keep an eye on the feed for brand new episodes of Facehuggers and Friends, because in space, no one can hear you podcast.